What is up, DTube, YouTube, Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk about, I'm consider buying the OnePlus 70 Pro, which is OnePlus end phone for this year, OnePlus 70 and OnePlus 70 Pro. Earlier this year they released OnePlus 7. Now, I should say this, I still using daily my OnePlus 3, and it's amazing how fast it has gone. So we have OnePlus 5, OnePlus 6, OnePlus 7, and now OnePlus 7T. And my OnePlus 3 and OnePlus 3T that I have, I think they're called, they're still amazing. I mean, they're really, really amazing. So, and the cameras, especially the front-facing camera, on the OnePlus, amazing. So on the OnePlus 3. So I feel safe in terms of that the next OnePlus, the OnePlus 70 Pro, that it probably should have a nice upgraded camera. So, and it's very amazing now to see how good phones are becoming, as I talked about a little bit in the past. So the cool thing with this phone, for example, is it's way cheaper than my Note 10 and my Galaxy S10 Plus that I bought for around 1200 euros. This one costs around 800 euros, 900 euros, and it comes with a 90 hertz display. 90 hertz display, it's almost like a gaming display. And then 8 gigs of RAM. Yes, it's not 12 gigs as my phone, but again, it's 400 euro cheaper. 256 gigabytes of storage and 30-watt charger, which of course is amazing. And I also think it has triple camera, including a camera, a front-facing camera that just swipes up in this kind of cool way. So that's pretty epic specs. And Snapdragon 855 Plus. 855 Plus, the latest processor from Snapdragon, and Android 10, of course, and a 30-watt charger, which is a little bit faster than my default, I think 25-watt charger or something like that on my Galaxy Note 10 Plus that charges amazingly fast. So it's kind of cool how good phones now, how great phones now are becoming, and that the phones are finally becoming, moving into this phase where you actually can use video on a daily basis, and you can even upload it from the device. So what I used to do in the past was I put, if I recorded a video, for example, on my phone, for example, as I'm doing right now, I usually sent the file over to my computer to then upload from there, because maybe I did need to do some edit or something. Or maybe the audio was kind of bad or something like that. But now, because the audio, the internal audio on smartphones are becoming so good, and the video is becoming so good, it means that you can instantly upload it, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of great. So I think also with this 90 hertz display, it's probably not going to be shown in a video. You have to see it in the real world. And one thing that I may be a little bit disappointed about with the OnePlus 70 Pro is the rear design on the camera. It doesn't look as cool as the OnePlus 7T that has this rounded design that I actually think looks a little bit more epic. With the 7T Pro, it's more like a line, and I'm not really sure if I enjoy it that much. I saw a video where they were sort of testing the UI, and it was so smooth. So smartphones are, it's very interesting now how they're almost getting a bit overpowered in a way, and it is kind of cool. Finally, it is happening. I've been waiting many, many years for phones to finally become super overpowered. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy the iPhone for this year, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy Huawei phones, the Huawei Mate 30 Pro, because it may not run Google. I'm not sure if they're gonna launch it in Europe. And the reason why with the iPhone is because, well, it does have a nice camera, but it seems like it's gonna get a nice upgrade next year instead. where they're gonna get back to the iPhone 4 design. So it seems like next year is gonna be the year where it seems to be making more sense to sort of upgrade with an iPhone. So yeah, and I'm curious to see if the OnePlus 70 Pro is going to how it's going to stack up against my Galaxy S10 Plus, which is my main phone right now. Especially, I'm curious how good the front-facing camera is going to be, because my Galaxy S10 Plus that I'm doing this video on right now, the reason why it is so amazing, why I picked it above the standard Galaxy S10, is because it has a dual front-facing camera. Dual front-facing camera. It's not just one camera. It's two, and this is something that's very very unique, which I almost don't think a single other device have. And if they have, it's way way lower resolution, which means a big problem then is you have to use the camera, the rear camera, and then you can't see yourself because you don't have a screen. While when you're recording yourself with the front-facing camera, you can see yourself, and it's way more natural. But I saw some videos on the 70 Pro, and it seems like that front-facing camera is going to be pretty epic as well. With the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, something that is a little bit annoying is the Android updates. So you have to wait a bit longer. I don't have Android 10. I just running on Android 9 still. And that is a little bit annoying. I have to wait, but I gotta say these devices are highly worth it. One person that bought a Note 10 Plus, I saw on Twitter, he had some color problems, but I can't see any problems. For example, with my Note 10 Plus, I can't even. I mean, it's exactly the way I want it. So that is kind of cool. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the OnePlus 70 Pro is going to feel, because I'm fairly sure I am going to get it. First, I was considering buy the P30 Pro, but that one is a couple of months old and doesn't have the Snapdragon 855 Plus. And now, just because the 70 Pro, the availability, it's easier to get it in Europe, which is kind of cool. So we know with OnePlus that they are very dedicated to always bring out new generations that are more globally available, and I sort of enjoy a company that is sort of thinking in those patterns. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna pick up that device within a month or so, and it's going to be cool to see. Especially it's going to be very interesting to see how quickly it charges. And I like to use around 2 or 3 phones at the same time now in my life. It's nice to multitask between it, mainly because, well, it's kind of nice to see how you use different workflows and how it can sort of I like to experiment with custom workflows using one device used for music, use one device for maybe video. And I think you can almost do it in a artistic way in that way, which is kind of cool. I also think I'm gonna buy a new MacBook Pro, because I'm running on early 2015 MacBook Pro, which is getting a little bit slow. I might actually just get the MacBook Air, because I saw the MacBook Pro and it seems like the main feature it has is some kind of other keyboard, some kind of touch keyboard. And I looked at the more basic keyboard on the MacBook Air, 13-inch model for 2019, and it looks a bit more clean. And I'm not even sure if I would use the kind of a gimmick keyboard with touch things. I just want a good sort of browser that an audio player on my MacBook. So I'm noticing a little bit of a slowdown now on my current MacBook, but I mean it's amazing. It almost lasted 5 years. That is pretty impressive. Sure, I have to plug in the charger all the time, because if you plug it out, it stops working. But 5 years for a MacBook, that is very epic, and I hope that smartphones start to hold up in that sort of way also. As I said, I mean my Huawei or my OnePlus 3 still is holding up, even though the battery is getting worse. But that one, 2016, I mean, it is impressive how long phones can last now. Because in the past, it was used 2 years. Now it seems like they can hold 4 or maybe 5 years, which is more where I think technology should sort of go to eventually. That sort of longer durability. And yeah, so that is what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. And I can really feel like, compared to a couple of years ago, where you could do way less with the device, even if it was high end, now it's coming to this phase where soon eventually you can do so much with one device that you don't really have to use that many devices. And now I'll talk from a power user perspective. And I think many power users are using 2 or 3 smartphones or 2 or 3 computers. And I think soon eventually people just gonna, they can just use one device and they're gonna be like, yeah, we got it now. And maybe that's gonna happen in 2022, 2023, but time is probably gonna roll quite fast into those years. So that's gonna be kind of cool to see. So yeah, a little bit what I wanted to talk about in this video. Have a great day.